My wife and I are both vegan, but we don't make a big deal out of it. We don't judge others for their choices, and we don't expect them to accommodate us. We usually just find something we can eat wherever we go, or eat beforehand if we know the options are limited. One of my friends invited us to his birthday dinner at a restaurant in Brooklyn. He said it was a last-minute thing and he didn't have time to make reservations, so we just had to show up and hope for the best. We checked the menu online and saw that there were not many vegan options except for chips and guacamole, hummus and bread. We decided to eat a snack at home and then order drinks and appetizers at the restaurant. We also have been tight with money lately because of some medical expenses, so we didn't want to spend too much on food we couldn't eat anyway. When we got to the restaurant, we found out that they were doing it all family style and splitting the bill evenly among everyone. There were about 15 people in our group, and they ordered a lot of food, most of which was meat or cheese-based. The only thing we could eat was the bread, so we just had a couple of slices each and 2 beers each. At the end of the night, my friend sent me a Venmo request for $120 for our share of the dinner. I was shocked by the amount since our 4 drinks were only $32 plus tip, so about $40. I texted him back and explained that we didn't know it was going to be family style and that we only had the beers and some bread. I said I would send him $60 to cover our drinks and a bit extra for the bread. He got angry and said that we should have told him we were vegan and that it was rude to not participate in the family style dinner. He said that everyone else paid their fair share and that we were being cheap and selfish. He said that he expected us to pay the full amount. The decision to make it a family-style meal was done last second too, because the restaurant had no idea a party of 15 was showing up. Otherwise, we could have split the bill per party and been fine. I don't think we did anything wrong. We didn't ask for any special treatment, and we didn't complain about the food. We just ate what we could and tried to have a good time. We also didn't want to make a scene or cause any drama by announcing our dietary preferences. We thought $60 was more than enough for what we consumed, and we didn't want to pay for food we couldn't eat. Am I the idiot? Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Changing my verdict to everyone sucks here for refusing to pay $120, and your friend is kind of being a jerk about it. But I do think to some extent that it would have helped if you'd been a little more upfront about saying, hey, there's really nothing here we can eat, so that they'd have either tried to order more of the very few items you could eat and or not have expected you to pay as much. I hate this method of paying for meals, but if you know it's going to be split up like that, it's probably better to speak up early than wait until after the meal is over to negotiate what's fair for you. It's also tough to be the person who has to request payments from everybody at the end of a meal, and I'm wondering if he got stuck paying double, or if the rest of the party made up for the other half of what he'd requested from you. Comment 2. How were you shocked at the amount? What did you expect? You did know it was family style and amp, had prior knowledge that the bill was being split evenly prior to the meal. Your choices were speak directly to waitstaff, ask for a separate check, explain to the host once you learned it was family style that you and amp, wife, are vegan, but will happily eat whatever you can and amp. Pay for your own meals or just pay. You did ask for special treatment. You're saying you're not paying after the fact. Speak up prior to dinner. It's your responsibility to advocate for yourself. Don't wait to tell people you want a separate check. The host could have easily configured the bill for 13 people instead of 15 while they had the bill. After the fact, no, not the idiot, but learn from this mistake. It was your mistake. Comment 3. Everyone sucks here. You should have told him when you realized that everyone was going to order family style and split the bill evenly that you and your wife wanted to be excluded since you were vegan. That way you could have ordered what you wanted and paid for what you wanted, and the rest of the bill could have been split evenly amongst those who enjoyed it. By not mentioning you were vegan, pretending to go along with it, then refusing to pay more than your share, you heaped the $60 that you refused to pay onto your friend, rather than having it split evenly over the entire group. He gets jerk status too, however, for inviting people out for his own birthday, cringe, and for calling you rude not to participate in a family-style dinner. Now for the update. You won't believe the rollercoaster these past 2 weeks have been. After the restaurant debacle, things just spiraled. We tried to reach out to our friend to explain our side and find a middle ground. We thought maybe we could cover the cost of what we had, plus a bit extra as a gesture. No dice. They were still fuming, calling us out on social media, turning some of our mutual friends against us. It was high school drama all over again. But here's where it gets wild. The restaurant caught wind of the situation. Apparently, a waiter overheard the argument and posted about it online. It went viral, and the restaurant reached out to us directly, apologizing for the misunderstanding and offering us a complimentary meal. They even announced they were revising their menu to be more inclusive for dietary restrictions. This just added fuel to the fire. Our friend saw this as us trying to slander their name and the dinner party. They doubled down, threatening to take us to small claims court over the $120. We were gobsmacked. It was turning into a legal matter over something so trivial. We sought advice from a lawyer friend who told us that while the case was petty, we should prepare ourselves. The news of the potential lawsuit spread in our friend circle, and suddenly the tides began to shift. Other attendees of the dinner came forward, admitting they felt pressured into the family-style dining and paying more than they expected. They weren't happy with how the dinner was handled either. The climax, a group intervention. Friends who were at the dinner and others who had been following the drama sat us all down to hash it out. It was intense. Tears, raised voices, the lot. But it worked. After airing everything out, our friend broke down, apologizing for overreacting and for the stress it caused everyone. They admitted to dealing with their own financial pressures and took it out on us unfairly. Long story short, we settled on paying for our drinks and bread, plus a bit more to smooth things over. The restaurant's gesture of goodwill went a long way, and we've since been back to try their new vegan-friendly options. They're fantastic, by the way. As for our friend, we're on shaky ground, but there's hope for reconciliation. We all agreed to never do a family-style meal again without a clear agreement on the bill. What a wild reminder of how quickly things can get out of hand, right? Now for the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. It's commendable that you reached out to your friend to try and explain your side of the story and even offered to cover the cost of the meal as a gesture of goodwill. It shows that you were taking responsibility for the misunderstanding and were making an effort to resolve things amicably. Your friend's decision to escalate the situation by airing grievances on social media and threatening legal action over $120 was disproportionate and only served to exacerbate the situation. It's unfortunate that it took a group intervention and the unnecessary strain on your relationship for your friend to acknowledge their overreaction and admit to their financial stress. The resolution of paying for drinks and bread seems fair, considering the circumstances, and the restaurant's gesture of a complimentary meal and menu changes demonstrates a willingness to improve customer satisfaction, which is positive. In the future, it's wise to have a clear agreement on the bill to prevent similar misunderstandings. Remember, maintaining open communication and setting boundaries are crucial in any friendship. Comment 2. Not the idiot. First, let's acknowledge the maturity in seeking legal advice when threatened with a lawsuit, even if it was for a relatively small amount, like $120. Being prepared for any outcome is a rational approach to conflict resolution. Additionally, the fact that other attendees felt pressured into paying more than they were comfortable with is a clear indication that the billing arrangement was not well communicated or agreed upon by everyone involved. This highlights the importance of transparency and consensus in group settings, especially when it comes to financial contributions. Your friend's decision to apologize after the group intervention suggests that peer perspectives played a crucial role in helping them realize the impact of their actions. It is also worth noting the emotional intelligence you displayed in navigating the situation. You managed to keep a level head despite the public humiliation and potential legal threat, which is a testament to your character. Lastly, the positive outcome from this unfortunate event, the agreement to avoid family-style meals without clear financial terms, is a valuable lesson for all involved and can prevent future conflicts. Comment 3. Not the idiot. While the initial restaurant disagreement might have been a point of contention, the subsequent actions taken by your friend were disproportionate and uncalled for, especially considering your attempts to reconcile. The public nature of the fallout on social media was unnecessary and could have been avoided with private conversation. It's a relief to hear that other dinner attendees were able to provide their own perspectives on the situation, often in group dynamics. It's possible for one person's narrative to overshadow others, so having a more rounded view of the events can lead to a fairer resolution. The fact that the restaurant took the feedback seriously and implemented changes is a silver lining in this ordeal, as it shows businesses taking accountability for their role in customer disputes. Moreover, the group intervention, while emotional, was an effective means of conflict resolution, allowing for direct communication and the airing of grievances in a controlled environment. Your friend's eventual apology and the group's decision on how to settle the bill reflect growth and the potential for healing in your friendship. It's important to recognize that financial stress can cause people to act out of character, and it seems like this was a factor in your friend's behavior. Going forward, it's crucial to ensure clear communication about expenses in group settings to prevent such misunderstandings. It's also worth noting the resilience you've shown throughout this experience and the willingness to find a path to reconciliation. Now for the next story. I, 15-year-old female, have no idea how birthdays work. My birthday has never been celebrated or even acknowledged in my entire life, and I have never received a cake or birthday gift before. The same goes for all holidays. A couple of days ago, my mum told my little brother, 9 years old, and me that we were going to a dinner party for one of her past students who had graduated from high school. She teaches special education, SPED. We said okay. Before we went to the party, my mum told us we had to pick up a cake first. It was a cake with his name on it and balloon frosting designs. When we got to the party, my mum said, "Happy birthday," and handed him the cake. I was really upset and wanted to cry, but I ignored it. And it was his 21st birthday. He had graduated high school years ago. I felt really upset the entire time, watching him blow out candles, being sang happy birthday, and opening gifts. My brother whispered to me, asking why we were at a birthday when Mum said we weren't allowed to do anything birthday related. I said, because nobody cares about us. He said, "If you ever plan on running away from home, I want you to take me with you." I really wanted to cry in that moment, so I asked him if he wanted to take a moment, and we left the house and took a walk around the neighbourhood. We came back when it was time to go home, and Mum yelled at me during the car ride. She wanted me to take pictures of the party and her, but she couldn't find me and she said I humiliated her. I told her that as her children, we should be the priority, and that it's super hypocritical of her to be so against birthdays, yet celebrate someone else's and even buy them a birthday cake. She told me it's because he's autistic and needs to be happy. And I said, right. And we don't need to be happy, right? She told me I was being a spoiled brat. Am I the jerk for ditching? Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Hi, I'm autistic, so let me provide some insight. What the frick? Listen, another comment said you were part of JW. If you're 15, that means you have some time to get things in order. You have time to make friends and plans. And on your 18th birthday, you better get yourself a goddamn cake. Here's some happy birthdays. Happy birthday, you're 1. Happy birthday, you're 2. Happy birthday, you're 3. Happy birthday, you're 4. Happy birthday, you're 5. Happy birthday, you're 6. Happy birthday, you're 7. Happy birthday, you're 8. Happy birthday, 9. Happy birthday. 10. Double digits, baby. Happy birthday. 11. Lucky numbers, happy birthday. 12, happy birthday, you're 13. A teenager, happy birthday, you're 14. And finally, happy birthday, you amazing 15-year-old. I'm glad you were born and you deserve a freaking cake. Comment 2, not the idiot. Your mum is in a cult and JWs are absolute garbage. I had a family member walk out on their husband and 2 young kids because the JWs told her to. It's freaking disgusting and they treat their kids like crap. You're absolutely right to get out of there. And I don't blame you for wanting to escape, but do it smart. Work hard to get an education, scholarships for post-secondary or a trade school, work experience, anything you can. The moment you leave the church, everyone that's JW will shun you and you'll never hear from them again. Also, take a look at the XJW subreddit. They have lots of resources for getting out and getting help. Comment 3. So fellow raised JW here. Leave as soon as you can. You need to heal from all of the trauma. It's a wild ride as you come to realize what your life has been. That religion is a hotbed for abusers and narcissists. I'm older now and still don't understand how holidays work. I try, but honestly, I'm autistic and ADHD. A lot goes over my head, and since I didn't grow up with it, it's lost on me. But it does get easier with time and healing. Hugs, my friend. Now, for the update. Last night was a whirlwind, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything that happened. After the argument with Mum at the ex-student's birthday/graduation party, my post went kind of viral within the community, and I guess it struck a chord with a lot of people who have been in similar situations. Well, my little brother, who's always been my silent partner in crime, took it upon himself to show the post to our mum. I was mortified. You don't just show someone a post where you've vented about them so publicly. But to my surprise, it set something in motion that I couldn't have predicted. Mum read through every comment, every shared story, every word of support, and something in her just broke. She sat me and my brother down this morning, eyes puffy from crying, and just spilled everything. She told us about her own childhood, which was void of celebrations and happy memories, and how she never learned to celebrate because she never experienced it herself. She apologized, like really apologized, for the first time ever, and acknowledged that she'd been wrong to project her past onto us. And then the unexpected happened. Mum asked us if she could try to make it right. She wanted to throw a make-up birthday party for both of us, starting with mine since I'm the oldest. It was awkward and I was sceptical, but I agreed. But I mean, it's only fair to give her a chance to change, right? Fast forward to this evening. There were lights strung up in our backyard, a homemade cake, chocolate, my favourite, on the table, and a small gathering of family and friends, some of whom I hadn't seen in years. Our uncle even brought over an old guitar and played Happy Birthday as Mum led everyone in singing. She got me a gift too. It was a scrapbook filled with photos she'd secretly saved over the years. Each photo had a note attached, little memories she cherished of me, things I hadn't even known she'd noticed. My brother got a similar gift, a model kit of a plane we'd seen at a museum once and he'd never stopped talking about. For the first time, I didn't just see my mum as this distant figure who didn't understand me. I saw her as someone who'd been hurt, who'd buried her emotions so deep that she didn't know how to dig them back up. But last night she started digging. I won't say everything is perfect now. There's a lot of healing to do, a lot of birthdays and holidays to make up for. But it's a start, a really, really good start. And as for whether I was wrong for leaving the party that night, maybe, but maybe that's what needed to happen for us to get to this point. Sometimes the hardest moments lead to the greatest changes. Now for the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. It's understandable to feel the need to vent after a heated argument, especially since emotions can run high during family gatherings. It seems like you didn't intend for your post to go viral within your community, but rather you were seeking some form of support or validation for your feelings. The fact that your mum took the opportunity to reflect on her behaviour after reading the comments, and then took the initiative to apologise and strive to make amends, shows a level of maturity and willingness to grow. This is a testament to the fact that sometimes bringing issues to light in a public forum can lead to positive outcomes. While some may argue that family matters should be kept private, in this case, the public aspect led to a resolution and a heartwarming conclusion. It's also encouraging to see that you're open to healing the relationship and acknowledging the complexity of your mum's past, which may have influenced her actions. Remember that while your method of coping with the conflict may have been unconventional, it inadvertently created a space for reconciliation. Comment 2. Not the idiot. First and foremost, the fact that your mum understood her mistakes and took steps to rectify them speaks volumes about her character. It's important to recognise that the generational impact of a difficult upbringing can significantly affect parenting styles, and your mum's willingness to share her own challenges opened the door for a deeper understanding between you two. It's not easy for a parent to admit their faults, and her gesture of organising a make-up party is a significant move towards repairing your relationship. With regard to your actions, while it's generally advisable to address family disputes privately, your venting online led to a positive outcome that might not have been possible without the broader community input. The key takeaway here is that your mum's response was not defensive, but rather reflective and conciliatory, which is a healthy approach to resolving conflicts. This experience could be a turning point for your family dynamics, emphasizing communication and empathy moving forward. Comment 3. Not the idiot. Your decision to leave the party after the argument could be seen as an act of self-care, as it allowed you to remove yourself from a negative situation. While some might consider posting about the argument online to be a breach of privacy, it inadvertently served as a catalyst for change by showing your mum a different perspective on her behaviour. The fact that she not only apologised, but also took concrete steps to make things right by throwing a thoughtful party shows her commitment to bettering your relationship. It's vital to recognise that healing is a process, and your willingness to acknowledge the past pain and work towards a healthier dynamic is commendable. Moreover, the community's response to your post, while overwhelming, ultimately provided a collective wisdom that might have been more impactful than a private conversation. This situation highlights the potential for social media to act as a mirror for self-reflection when used thoughtfully, resulting in a positive outcome for all involved. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day!